Y'all see him in the streets struggling, young, dumb, and thuggin', give a fuck about nothing. Stuck at rock bottom, trying to come up on something. Pumping from sundown to sun.
What's guys, Just here, welcome back to my channel. We're back with another reaction to Peaky Blinders. This is the final season, season 6, episode 3, Gold. And after this episode, we will officially be halfway through the final season. How crazy is that? I know they're short seasons at only 6 episodes apiece, but it honestly feels like I just watched the first episode yesterday. But either way, let's discuss the last episode just a little bit before we jump into this one, because even though I mentioned, or I'd already discussed a lot of it in my last recap, I definitely want to bring it up again here and talk about it a little bit more, because that end reveal that Esme is the one actually responsible for Ruby being sick, that completely caught me off guard. And honestly, I thought that was incredible writing, because yeah, I didn't completely forget about her, but once John was actually killed off, I just thought her part of the story was over and done with, and we just wouldn't be seeing her character again. Boy, was I wrong. So hopefully we do actually see her this episode, because even though she hasn't actually appeared, she's been doing a lot of damage from off screen, and I'm really eager to see how Tommy actually deals with her moving forward, because she is still technically part of the family, right? But the one beef that I actually have with her is, even though she has beef with Tommy, she shouldn't be going after the kids. Like, leave the kids out of it. If you want to kill Tommy, hey, I don't want to see him die, but I'm fine with you wanting to kill Tommy. Just leave the kids out of that. But either way, I'm ready to jump in and check out this episode. If you guys look for my full reactions to the show, the link to my Patreon is down in the description below. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, now's a very good time to click that button down below. Smash the like button while you're there. With that said, let's jump right in. Let's check it out. Let's go. Ruby's gonna die. Tommy really needs to get to Esme.
Where's the doctor? I need to speak to a doctor.
I don't know if doctors can do anything. If it's like a gypsy curse, I don't think regular medical practices will help.
Where's my daughter? You hear me? You wouldn't let me pass. He did it on purpose. To punish me.
Lizzie is so good for Tommy.
He's recovering from addiction. Sometimes
he's a horse in a crate kicking the crate. It's just a crate I'm kicking.
Sure, they all know who he is, and if they don't, they should.
Mr. Shelby, you will need to keep still for a moment.
Old-fashioned x-rays. So crazy.
See what's inside. God knows what's inside.
I brought it up last episode too, but the way season 6 is being filmed, like, I'm really picking up on a lot of these shots. It's so good. Really shouldn't be smoking, but he's under a lot of stress. I'll cut him some slack on this one.
She has a tubercular infection in her left lung. They've caught it quite early. They'll do more tests. Sometimes the lung cures itself. That doesn't work. They use gout.
They say what the chances are.
Seeing Lizzie break a little bit.
She's small. With TB, that's not good, because
Definitely hurt my soul. Not a happy start here, Peaky Blinders. I really hope they don't kill her off. Just because she's a kid, you know, like, we don't know her character at all, but we know Tommy.
She'll be wearing a mask.
He doesn't care. Ooh, that was a good line. Very simple, but I like it.
You can try gold. I'll try something else.
Guessing he means going right to the source. Right to Esme.
Hey there. Listen to me. I need 5 days of your time.
See, even shots like that, that's what I'm talking about. It's like above his head, and went to right in front of him. She's gonna be trouble.
So she dresses well?
We saw the focus on her last episode. I really don't like her. She hasn't done anything wrong yet, aside from be a bitch to Lizzie, but I still don't like her.
No, Thomas, where the devil are you? My dear, you researched me and I researched you. If this was 1919, you would have come through my front door carrying a revolver and a Molotov cocktail.
Isn't it wonderful how time changes everything?
I would have loved to see
He'll be
it.
here later.
Where's Mosley?
He heard Thomas wasn't coming, so he decided to sulk. You know how men are. Where is Thomas?
He puts his daughter's welfare before business.
Even the business of changing the world.
I thought today was purely social.
Now that it's just you, I suppose it will be. You know I like to fuck women as well as men.
Say what?
Tommy was right.
Where is this coming from?
He says that everything is a circle.
Is that what she meant by social meeting?
When the time comes for the great cleansing, I myself will personally argue the case that the Jews must be dealt with, but that the gypsies should be spared.
The great cleansing.
Let's drink whiskey and wait for the American.
Okay. Now I know why I didn't like her in the first place. Definitely found him,
Who
though.
the fuck are you? I'm the owner of this cold pistol. And the bullet's within it. And I'm in a hurry. I'm looking for Esme Shelby Lee. Never heard of her.
Lies.
You always been one of pals around me.
She's my brother's widow.
He was a Peaky blinder.
Yeah?
Goddamn right he was.
Terrible.
R.I.P.
As I
John.
said, I'm in a hurry. Where is she?
Is that her walking up?
Put your gun away, Thomas.
Thought they'd never heard of her.
You only found me because I let you find me. I heard you were looking, and I'm curious.
Tell him to leave.
You think I'm in charge here?
Oh, I'm sure of it, Esme.
She's definitely in charge there.
I have a daughter, Esme. Her name is Ruby. She's fallen ill suddenly. She's very sick, and I can tell by saying her name and looking in your eyes that I've wasted petrol, time, and hope.
Thought you had Polly deal with the spirits.
Polly is dead.
Polly's gone.
Still speaks to me in my dreams. It was her who told me to come find you.
So glad I'm not in your camp anymore. Made of bricks and bars.
My daughter is dying, Esme.
Save her,
Some people go to
please.
France. I can tell from your reaction this is not your doing. Sorry for troubling you.
It wasn't her. Did I have her pegged wrong the entire time?
I'm deeply, deeply annoyed that Thomas isn't here.
It is a family emergency, apparently. We only have Ada, the sister.
The sister is here because there's sickness in the family.
I hate her.
Thomas wanted someone from the Shelby organisation to introduce Mr. Nelson to you and to offer all three of you an invitation.
Ooh. What invitation?
The invitation can wait. And please remember that in this moment, in this room, it is the Shelby family that holds the power.
They're not taking her
So when
serious,
I
but they
speak, please
should.
keep your fucking mouths closed, because although I'm reluctant, I am actually quite good at this.
Ada's a boss.
I will have champagne.
Take care of this.
There he
Okay,
is.
so before
There
these
she is.
introductions begin, I just have to tell you something that my niece Gina just told me. She said the Shelby family are all witches and sorcerers who speak freely with the dead, so who he is a Shelby. Is it
Ada's a
true?
Shelby.
She's Mr. Shelby's political advisor.
And you're the future Prime Minister of Great Britain and its dominions.
Indeed I am.
Men bore me. Ada, do you have a man?
My husband died, but of course we speak often.
Your brother intrigues me.
Yes.
There we
He often
go.
has that effect on people. And would like to invite all of you to his home for a meeting. A meeting where the real business will be done.
Gina tells me lots of things, but I want to hear it from you, Ada. What exactly does the Shelby Company Limited do?
Need a gypsy engine starter.
Mandy Jane's view pal of the cover.
I do know things about this matter.
Something you should see. Someone dead. Someone grieving. I can't explain where it is you have to go, so I'll take you there. I hope the suspension's good.
Do you want tea, Mrs. Thorne?
Whiskey.
Mr. Shelby doesn't allow whiskey in the building anymore.
Oh,
Someone
wow.
go and fetch some. Until Mr. Shelby comes down off his mountain, I'm in charge.
Let me tell you something. Any man, any fucking man who looked like this before, the Peaky Blinder still looks like this. After.
We are here to meet a gentleman called Hayden Stagg. My name's Hayden Stagg. I hear there's so many from Birmingham looking for me.
What'd the ball do?
I'm guessing you gentlemen aren't here to kick footballs.
Now,
Just two.
we're here about other business. You're stealing from the Peaky Blinders, man.
At the Shelby, is it, yeah? Stories about you come up the canal. You know, where once you walk fine alone, now you need a stick. That's just fucking serious, Arthur. No, if you're gonna do it, do it.
Is
But
this his
look at me
tactic?
as a man you can be. You tried Jesus, yeah? Yeah, he looked you up and down and he
I
shook
think
his
Arthur's
head.
gonna give him a pass.
You loved once.
Linda. Linda.
Don't build mountains. Walk like it's a flat plane. Easy step by easy step. Oh, just give me the fucking word, I'll fucking do it!
Fuck, I thought Arthur.
No, fuck.
was ready for this. I guess not.
Stand down!
He got through to Arthur. The directing and cinematography is absolutely fantastic.
Gypsy graveyard. Some news grave it is.
You'll see.
Hey, those are some good
You'll
horses.
see. I know why you're here.
I'm in a hurry, Esme.
You think you can make a deal even with death? Well, soon you'll be in the right place to do it. I'm guessing it's with the girl's mother who laid the curse. Only women can lay curses.
The old whiskey.
No.
He was gonna drink.
Tommy! Perhaps the treatment will work. And your daughter will live.
I will find this fucking Evadne Barwell. I will fucking find her. And I will give her money to take back this curse. I will buy her off. I will start looking today.
Disrespect
Ruby
the
will be
dead.
well. She will be well. Listen.
Where the fuck are you? Where are you? Where the fuck are you?
Is it too late?
She's gone, Tommy.
Fucking shivers too. Oh, goosebumps.
No, you weren't fucking here. Were you?
She actually died? Wow. I didn't think they would go that route. This is brutal, man.
She was asking just now for you.
Tommy's gonna fucking snap. That is a sour note if I've ever seen one. Oh god. This is gonna be a rough recap. Let me turn off my speaker so there's no like background static. Oh my god, guys. Alright guys, that was Peaky Blinders season 6 episode 3 Gold. And that was just a brutal ending. Like, I don't even want to do this recap now. Like, not a good way to end the episode. I was fully expecting the episode to end with Tommy just letting out a scream in the rain, but it feels like, I don't know, the gears are still turning in his head. Like, he still hasn't fully processed it yet. Like, he's not even in belief that she has passed, which I'm not either, because we haven't even seen the body. I don't know if there's still a chance. I know this is not really that type of show, but with gypsy curses and stuff, I don't know. Maybe when he sees the body, there is a chance. I highly doubt it, but because we didn't see the body, maybe it's a good thing they didn't show a kid's body dead. She didn't deserve that, though. R.I.P. Ruby, I guess. I've said R.I.P. characters' names in the past, though, like R.I.P. Linda, and she came back. So maybe by saying R.I.P. Ruby right now, she's going to be coming back next episode. I highly doubt it, but I'm just trying to grab onto some hope right now because, yeah, that was a brutal ending. I really didn't think the show would actually go and do that. I brought it up, like, I think it was last episode. I'm like, no, this show, like, they go some dark routes, but I don't think they would go that dark, like actually killing off one of Tommy's kids. Like, maybe that would be the theme throughout the course of the season, with her being sick and coming near death, maybe dying and then coming back from death. But it seems like after this ending, like, no, she's actually gone. There's no coming back from this. So that's messed up, man. I feel so bad for them all. Like, Lizzie, she was breaking down this episode. She just wanted Tommy there. And that's part of the reason why I was thinking the entire time, like, when she was blaming Tommy, getting upset with him, like, he's not even here. He's out doing gypsy witchcraft, looking out for some cure, when the doctors are telling him, like, it's 1933, science and medicine, like, what's out there in the hills, that's not the answer. What's actually here in the halls, that's the answer. We're going to be the ones that actually fix her, and he's not even around. So I did understand where she was coming from, but the entire time with her being so stressed out about that and him being off on this little adventure, this journey to find help or find a cure for her, I thought there would be light at the end of this tunnel. I don't know, man. I really didn't think they would go this route. I said it last episode, so wow. I'm kind of taken back right now. Like, that was not the ending that I was expecting. I was expecting close to death scenario, and then she pulls through in the end of the episode. That did not happen at all, man. This is a dark final season. Like, it started off dark. Look how the season started. Just take a second now. Let's take a second to look at episode 1 of season 6. Well, really, going back to the season finale of season 5. Tommy putting the gun to his head and letting out that scream in the finale. But then this season actually starting off with basically where it left off, with Tommy with the gun to his head, but him actually pulling the trigger, like he tried to kill himself this season. If there were actually bullets, if Arthur didn't take the bullets out of that gun, Tommy would be dead right now. And now 2 episodes later, after that, not only did his daughter get like severely sick, she actually passed and died while he's off finding a cure. Like that is messed up. This season, there's a lot going on because we still got Mosley out there, who's obviously a villain, future prime minister, but aka future Hitler. Then we also got his wife. I still don't know what the deal is with her, but there's a lot of focus on her these past 2 episodes, really making it seem like she's the real villain, not even Mosley. So I'm definitely keeping an eye out for her because I don't trust her at all. And every single time she's appeared on screen, I don't know, she just seems so vile. I'm just not a fan of her, but I don't even know if the character that she's playing, that actress is playing, is actually based on a real character, because you guys let me know that Mosley is based on a historical figure. So I don't know if that's the case with her, or they're just kind of going making up their own history here. So I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below if she actually existed. I'm not going to look up any spoilers if she did, because maybe that'll ruin her whole character for me. But as of right now, from what I've seen, what I've been shown, yeah, I'm definitely not a fan, and I definitely think that she's up to no good. So we got Mosley and her, and now I was going to say we got the sickness with Ruby, but Ruby is gone now. Holy hell. And then we also got Arthur out here dealing with a lot of stuff, because this episode, I was half expecting him, this episode, to kind of be like his comeback episode, if you know what I mean. Like Arthur going back to his old ways, like from last episode. I still don't know if Linda is actually around, if that letter that Tommy showed Arthur was real, or if he was just using that as a way to kind of bring Arthur back and get him clean. Either way, I guess he needed to come clean. Like Arthur was not in a good place. I don't want to see him die from an overdose or something like that. So yeah, either way, whether Tommy is lying to him or not, I'm just happy that Arthur is on the road to recovery, let's just say. But this episode, I was kind of expecting him to be back to his old self, like ready to put on a beatdown. Even after that one guy like kind of got through to him, but letting him know like, I was where you are right now. I was struggling, and look at me. I cleaned up. Like there's an entire storage unit across the hall, across the football field, that's filled with opium right now. If I wasn't clean, I could just go over there and jump right into it, but I'm able to play football with it right next to me and not even think about the opium in there. So I feel like he was kind of getting through to Arthur, but at the same time, I was kind of half expecting Arthur, after everything is said and done, to just be like, you know what? You're still, regardless of what you just said to me, you're still nothing to me, and I got business to do, and then just put on the beat down. But no, he actually got through to him. Like we saw Arthur break down a little bit. The guy that he was talking to, I forget his name, Hans Gruber or something, but he was getting teary-eyed, getting through to Arthur also. And even, I don't even think it was just him like trying to avoid an ass kicking, because he's like, all right, now that I've said this, Arthur, give the order, go on with the ass kicking. But no, Arthur was like, even Isaiah, like he punched him and Arthur was still holding back. And then eventually Arthur's like, no, let's just leave. So that was a powerful scene. I definitely want to go back and watch that one again, because yeah, it was definitely emotional. Maybe it was because I was half expecting Arthur to just go off at the end of the scene. I didn't really fully take it in during my initial watch of that scene. So I want to go back and watch that one again, because you guys know I love the Arthur character. Like I'm always going to be rooting for him. I've seen some similarities, resemblances. He's just really relatable for me. He's probably the most relatable character for me in this show, being the oldest sibling and then just having troubles with drugs and alcohol and all that, just be on the path of recovery. So yeah, I just always root for him, and I can always relate to his character. I think most people, when they watch the show, they want to see themselves as Tommy. Like, yeah, sure, there's a little bit of instances. There's been a few instances where I've actually been like, oh yeah, that's definitely me. But for the most part, if I'm being real, keeping it real with you guys, it's really Arthur, the one that I can really relate to. But yeah, I feel like when most people watch this show, everybody wants to be the head honcho, the boss, the main badass, right? So I completely get if everybody feels like they're the Tommy, but I don't know. I'm just keeping it real with you guys. In this scenario, my case, I'm the Arthur. So yeah, either way, I'm a freaking fan of both, because yeah, Tommy's still the star of the show, but I was definitely rooting for Arthur. That was a powerful scene. I really did enjoy that. But the last thing I really want to talk about, now that Ruby is dead, because yeah, that's kind of ruined my day over here. So the last thing I really did want to talk about, to kind of bring my day back up a bit, is Ada. Ada Thorne. Is it Ada Shelby Thorne? I don't know. I think it's just Ada Thorne now, but she's always a Shelby to me. Peaky Blinder either way. But Ada, we've seen how far she's come. Like, she's been through a lot herself. Everybody's been through something in this show, but now that she's basically the new Polly in this show, man, I freaking love Ada. And I think even going back the last couple seasons, like, I've really been liking the Ada character. When we first saw her, I keep on bringing it back, but going back to season 1, I don't know. Like, she was cool. It's just I wasn't really a fan. Like, she was drinking while pregnant, drinking at John's wedding, and then running through the streets. I always bring this up. Running through the streets in the wedding dress, what she was supposed to be hiding. I think it was because thinking of that scene where she was running down the streets just with a smile on her face, knowing like maybe it's because she didn't realize how serious the scenario was and her hiding and not supposed to being around. I don't know. It just kind of pissed me off, that scene, but it was because she was so young and naive. And now seeing where she is now, like, she is super classy. And that's the difference between her and is the other girl's name Diane, Mosley's wife? Just the difference is, like, they're both super high, pristine, I don't want to say pompous, but just, well, the wife is, she's definitely pompous, but more classy, I guess you could say, like a higher tier. But the way that Ada actually carries herself, it's more respectable. Like, I feel like she's not as like snooty, I guess she could say. Like, her nose isn't up in the air. She doesn't look down on people. With this other girl, I guess Diane for now we'll call her, I definitely sense that from her, and she pretty much flaunts it. Like, she's proud of the fact that she's a bitch. So yeah, I'm definitely not a fan of her. But Ada, man, she's come so far, and I'm definitely a fan of her. Like, she's just classy. Like, she's a classy woman. You don't find women like her nowadays, and if you do, they're hard to find. So if you got a woman like Ada, like super classy but also a good person, I don't want to say this because some people probably hate the character, but going back to Game of Thrones, Marjorie, I know she was a little bit more of a shyster, but I don't know, I kind of compare the two. Like, those are both classy women that you just don't find nowadays. But yeah, either way, I'm a fan. Just seeing her run the show, like basically taking on the role of Tommy while he's out of town and on his own journey over there. She didn't leave it in the hands of Finn. He didn't leave it in the hands of Finn. He didn't leave it in the hands of Arthur. Like, Ada was the one that took up the role while he was gone, which is kind of crazy. Not really what I would expect. I know, yeah, Arthur's going through stuff right now. Usually, if he was in the right state of mind, he might be able to take up that role. If Linda was still around, hopefully we see her again. Hopefully that letter was real, and hopefully she does come back, man. Because I feel like that's really what Arthur needs. I feel like he won't really be back to who he was. He won't really be fully recovered until she actually returns. But in the meantime, we got Ada over here doing absolutely everything. I kind of knocked my camera over a little bit there. Let me fix that. All right. Ada, yeah, she's just kind of blowing me away. I'm freaking loving it, just seeing her, the role that she's in now. She fell right into that role pretty nicely, I gotta say, too. But the way she handled Isaiah, like, he was trying to be all, I don't know, like, slick with her, like, not really taking it serious that she's the boss right now for the time being while Tommy's gone. But no, she wasn't having any of it. So I think by the end of that scene, he was fully respecting her also. And she didn't say the name of the perfume, which I was very happy about. So Ada, you were freaking killing it. But yeah, this episode, man, too much. This was definitely a good episode, but it was definitely, I feel like, mid-season turning point for the season, for the series now, because I'm kind of scared to know what Tommy's going to do, how he's going to act now that his daughter is gone. So R.I.P. Ruby. But they also, I forgot to mention this earlier when I was going through everyone. I mentioned, I'm like, yeah, we got Mosley, we got his wife, we got Arthur sick, but we also got Michael. He's still in jail. Is he ever going to get out? Because I know Uncle Jack, they had a pretty cool meeting this episode too with Ada. And going back to Ada, she freaking killed that meeting also. She was running the show, but Uncle Jack apparently said, like, Michael has to be there for another day or a couple of weeks or something, so he should be out before the season is over. But can you imagine if they actually saved Michael locked away and they just deal with Uncle Jack in the meantime until the actual movie? Like, if Michael's the movie foe, like, maybe something will happen to Gina while he's still locked up and Uncle Jack is taken care of, and then it's just Michael left on his own, and then once he's actually released, he goes after Tommy. I highly doubt that that's the case. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him next episode, but yeah, that'd be pretty cool too. So yeah, I think I'm gonna end it there, guys. It was very nice to see Esme, and I should say this before I go. Actually, I almost forgot about this. She wasn't the one to actually blame. I was still suspicious of her when she was asking for money. Then instead of money, she was asking for gold. But yeah, Apologies, Esme. I was blaming you for the death of John and being upset about that you took it out on the child. I guess that was not actually the case. So, yeah, apologies to Esme. But I think I'm going to end it there, guys. This was a good episode, but it was a heartbreaking one. I really didn't think that they would go the route of killing off Ruby. The fact that they did that, it kind of upset me a little bit. A lot of it. It upset my stomach. It kind of ruined my day a little bit. I feel like I've recovered since then by talking about Ada. That kind of brought me back up, feeling good again. But yeah, I don't know what the rest of this season holds. Basically, the whole point of this recap, what I was trying to say at the start of it, is we had a dark start to the season. We now have a dark midpoint to this season. How is this season going to end? Is it going to end on a dark note as well, leading into the movie? I have no idea. But yeah. Next week, we shall see what they do with episode 4. Michael actually gets out. Because we know once he's out, he's going to be a problem. There's so many problems right now going on for Tommy. I just don't know how he's going to deal with it all. I feel so bad for Lizzie, too. Man, these characters... it's just crazy that I care about these characters this much. Shows it's a good show that we're watching here. But as always, definitely let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. If you guys can like, subscribe. It really helps my channel grow. Till next time, I am out. Enjoy your day. Peace.
Well, I didn't smoke enough for you, didn't drink enough for you, wasn't fun enough for you, wasn't good enough for you, damn. You play me like a yo-yo and shit. Well, I'm not the one to be yo-yo, and when you put that shit on me, then I watch you leave, let you back in, you came back in and shit on me, drag me along for a week.